The most terrifying emperors that ever lived. Several emperors have been known for their cruelty, brutality, and tyrannical behavior throughout history. Caligula, for instance, was the cruel and tyrannical emperor of ancient Rome, ruled through fear and terror. His reign ended abruptly when he was brutally assassinated after only 4 years of rampaging through Rome, committing murder, adultery, and acts of evil. Here is a list of emperors who are often considered to be the most terrifying rulers that ever lived. Emperor Caligula. Stories about Emperor Caligula, Rome's third emperor, have reached legendary proportions, making it difficult to distinguish fact from fiction. The people who had high hopes for their new young emperor, the son of the great military hero Germanicus, but after only a few months, he became cruel and tyrannical, gradually transforming into the empire's most brutal ruler. According to legend, he compared himself to an immortal god, capable of doing anything to anyone, rampaging through Rome on an unstoppable spree of spending, adultery, and murder. People wondered if he was insane because his behavior was so erratic. He often repeated his favorite phrase, "Remember, I have the right to do anything to anybody." This included adulterous affairs with his allies' wives and tormenting and murdering high-ranking senators who dared to disagree with him. Nero. Nero's reputation as one of history's most terrifying emperors stems from a combination of tyrannical behavior, cruelty, and excesses. Nero's reign as the fifth emperor of Rome from 54 to 68 AD left a lasting and often disturbing legacy. Nero's ambitious mother, Agrippa the Younger, was a key figure in his rise to power. However, their relationship quickly deteriorated, and Nero's desire to be free of her control led him to ordering her assassination. The act of matricide shocked Roman society and laid the groundwork for Nero's descent into tyranny. The Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD was one of Nero's most infamous episodes. The fire destroyed much of the city, and while the true cause of the fire is unknown, Nero was accused of orchestrating the disaster to make way for his grand architectural projects. Nero used Christians as scapegoats, subjecting them to brutal persecutions to deflect blame. Early Christian accounts describe heinous tortures, such as burning Christians alive in his garden as human torches. Ivan IV of Russia. Next up we have Ivan IV. Ivan IV of Russia, also known as Ivan the Terrible, is remembered as one of Russia's most fearsome and tyrannical rulers. Ivan's reign, which lasted from 1547 to 1584, was marked by his centralization of power, expansionist wars, and episodes of extreme brutality, which earned him the infamous nickname, the Barbarian. After his father died, Ivan became Grand Prince of Moscow at the age of 3. He was formally crowned as Russia's first Tsar in 1547. Early in his reign, he showed promise by instituting reforms, strengthening the central government, and modernizing the Russian military. Ivan's behavior became increasingly erratic as his reign progressed, and his rule took a dark turn. One of the most infamous aspects of Ivan's reign was the oprichnina, a policy he instituted in the 1560s. The oprichnina was a separate territory within Russia that Ivan and his handpicked followers, known as the oprichniki, directly controlled. The oprichniki were Ivan's personal army and secret police, with complete authority to suppress dissent and confiscate land from the nobility. Attila the Hun. Attila the Hun was one of the 5th century's most feared and formidable leaders, leading the Hunnic Empire to its pinnacle and striking terror into the hearts of both Eastern and Western Roman empires. Attila, also known as the Scourge of God, was well known for his military prowess, tactical acumen, and ruthless campaigns. From around 434 AD, Attila ruled the Huns alongside his brother, Bleda, and he became the sole ruler after Bleda's death in 445 AD. The Huns, led by Attila, launched a series of devastating raids and invasions across Europe, conquering territories and extracting tribute from the Roman and Germanic lands. The ferocity of the Hunnic warriors and the devastation they inflicted on their enemies contributed significantly to Attila's reputation as a terrifying ruler. The Huns were legendary horsemen and archers, known for their hit-and-run tactics and ability to strike quickly and relentlessly. Hun invasions frequently resulted in widespread destruction, and Attila's campaigns were marked by plundering, pillaging, and massacres. Genghis Khan. Coming up next, we have the terror personified Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, born Temujin, was the founder and great Khan of the Mughal Empire, which grew to become the world's largest contiguous empire after his death. Genghis Khan earned a reputation as one of history's most fearsome and ruthless conquerors due to his military genius, leadership, and ability to unite disparate Mongol tribes. The Mongol Empire, led by Genghis Khan, embarked on a series of sweeping contests that would reshape the world. Genghis Khan's forces achieved stunning victories, often against numerically superior armies, by employing innovative military tactics and strategies. The Mongol warriors were known for their exceptional horsemanship, archery, mobility, and ability to strike with incredible speed and precision. The brutality of Genghis Khan's campaigns added to his fearsome reputation. Cities and regions that resisted Mongol rule faced atrocities such as massacre, enslavement, and destruction. Genghis Khan used psychological warfare to terrorize his opponents, and tales of Mongol ferocity spread far and wide. Vlad the Impaler. Vlad the Impaler, also known as Vlad III or Vlad Dracula, was a 15th century voivode or prince of Wallachia, now a part of Romania. He is notorious for his brutal and sadistic methods of rule, and he has become one of history's most terrifying emperors. The name Dracula comes from his father's title Dracul, which means dragon in Romanian. Due to his preference for impalement as a method of execution, Vlad the Impaler earned the moniker Tepes, which translates as the Impaler. Vlad had a fearsome reputation throughout Europe due to his penchant for impalement. He was notorious for displaying his victims' impaled bodies in public, creating gruesome spectacles to intimidate and horrify. During an invasion, Vlad impaled thousands of Ottoman soldiers and civilians, resulting in a forest of the impaled that was said to stretch for miles. According to reports, the invading Ottoman forces were demoralized and retreated due to this horrific display. Kinshi Huang. Kinshi Huang, whose name translates as First Emperor of Qin, founded the Qin dynasty and was first emperor to unify China under a centralized government in 221 BCE. Kinshi Huang was known as a ruler for his authoritarian rule, transformative reforms, and ambitious projects. While he is remembered for his role in uniting China and establishing a strong centralized state, he is also remembered for his tyrannical and oppressive leadership. Kinshi Huang's legacy is both awe-inspiring and terrifying in the context of being one of history's most formidable and polarizing emperors. Authoritarianism and harsh measures to suppress dissent were also hallmarks of Kinshi Huang's reign. He established legalism as the state philosophy, a system based on strict laws, harsh punishments, and absolute obedience to authority. Scholars and intellectuals who disagree with his rule or advocated alternative philosophies were persecuted, and historical texts that did not support the emperor's agenda were ordered to be burned in an event known as the burning of books and burying of scholars. Tamerlane. Tamerlane's name is synonymous with massive devastation, brutality, and bloodshed in military campaigns. He is regarded as one of history's most fearsome and ruthless conquerors, and his legacy is defined by both his military prowess and the terror he instilled in the lands he conquered. Tamerlane was born in 1336 in what was now Uzbekistan, and he claimed to be a descendant of the Mongol Empire founder Genghis Khan. In the turbulent region of Transylvania, he rose to power and built a formidable army that would serve as the foundation of his empire. Tamerlane aspired to re-establish the Mongol Empire and assert his dominance over the Islamic world and beyond. Tamerlane's sack of Delhi in 1398 was one of the most notorious episodes of his reign, during which his forces brutally massacred the city's inhabitants. Delhi was destroyed entirely, and it is estimated that it took decades for the city to recover. Tamerlane also destroyed cities such as Damascus, Aleppo, and Baghdad, where he demolished architectural marvels and cultural treasures. Leopold II of Belgium. Leopold II of Belgium, King of the Belgians, from 1865 to 1909, is remembered as one of history's most controversial and brutal colonial rulers. His notoriety stems primarily from his personal rule over the Congo Free State, a vast Central African territory he claimed as his private property. The Congo Free State became the site of widespread human rights violations, forced labor, and atrocities under Leopold's rule, resulting in the deaths of millions of Congolese people. The exploitation of the Congo's natural resources, particularly rubber and ivory, was Leopold's primary interest in the Congo. Rubber demand increased dramatically in the late 19th century, and Leopold sought to capitalize on the lucrative commodity. Under his administration, the indigenous Congolese people were subjected to a brutal forced labor system in which the entire communities were forced to collect rubber from the dense rainforest. Those who did not meet the quotas set by Leopold's agents were subjected to heinous punishments such as mutilation, torture, and death. Thank you for stopping by to watch. Please subscribe to the channel and post your video recommendations in the comments area if you want us to do more films like this.